Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Salesforce Makes Sense. This is Himanshu and let's jump into use case 5. This is our use case 5 of understanding Apex based on all that we have learned in the last few chapters as part of this developer curriculum. Yeah, let's take a look at the question. Write a method that accepts an account name and a contact name and checks if a parent-child combination exists for the same or not. If it does, it returns a boolean value of true. If it does not, it returns false. Okay. That's the use case. That's the question. All right. That's basically a filter that you are doing based on two names. One is the account name and one is the contact name. And you need to actually find out where if any relationship combo exists with the same names, one with the account and one with the contact. Okay. So let's say if you have an account with the name ABC and you have a contact which is the name D and you give these two parameters as input, this relationship combo should be given as result and it should display true. Okay, but if you let's say give ABC as the account name and if you give F as the contact name, you will not find any such combination, right? So your method should return false. Okay, that's the use case. Now, what I want you to do is before jumping into writing code, for those of you who are confident to write this, go ahead, pause the video here and try it out yourself. For those of you who want to follow me, take this time to take a moment and think about how you would solve this. Okay, essentially this is a very straightforward requirement, very simple question. Okay, but the more we read it, the more we think about it, we might end up making it complex, which is what we do with our day-to-day coding. Okay, but let's not do that. Let's try to figure out how we will solve it, what's the fastest way to reach this, and then try to execute it. Okay, that's what creates that difference of solving problems intelligently and smartly. That's all that you need. Okay, so think about it probably for 15 to 30 seconds. Look at the question, read the question, and think to yourself, how should I solve it? What can I do based on my learning, my understanding? What can I do so that I can achieve it? Okay. All right, let's now jump into the solution. So ideally, essentially, this is a simple SOQL query problem. Okay, what you'll have to do is I'll create a new class first of all. Let's say Apex use case 5. Yeah, let's get rid of the constructor. Let's say public static. What would be the return type? Boolean. Yeah, true or false. So I'll say check if combination exists. Right? What is the parameter that it needs? It needs string account name and string contact name. Correct? Now, if I show you, this is a very plain basic SOQL query solution that it will give you. If I try to do something like this, or let's not write the query. If I were to query any account with the name, contact name, and it has a parent account with the name, account name. If this was a query I wrote and this query returned a result, can I say that the result is true? Can I return the boolean true? If it does not return anything, then I say false. As simple as that. So if you were not able to figure it out, no worries. I'll encourage you to write the SOQL query on your own now and return true and false based on that understanding. And if you were able to figure this out on your own, awesome. Just let me know on the comments, okay? Cool. What I'll do is I'll say list of contact, con records. I'll say select ID from contact where name equals contact name. Correct? This will give me all the contacts who have the same name as the name given here. And there should be a combination. So the combination should be with the parent account. So the account name should be equal to this account name right here. Yeah. Now, if I say if con records list size is greater than 0, meaning the system was able to find a record. If it was able to find a record, I simply return true, or else in any other scenario, I return false. Okay. Now, think about return statements, right? We might not have discussed this particular keyword in detail, but return statement takes the control or takes the context out of that particular method. What does that mean? That means the system will come, execute this method, come to line 4, come to line 5, execute the query. It will find a record, it will not find a record. If let's say it finds a record, it will come to line 6, it will go inside. And when it sees return, it will return back here to line 3. It will never go after this line. Return is basically, that's it. Conclude the execution. Don't even look further. Just complete your execution from here. So it will just return from here and it will return you true. Okay. If the size is equal to 0, or let's say it's not greater than 0, in that case, it will not go inside. Correct. So this will be skipped. And if this will be skipped, it will come to line 9, which is an empty white space. It will come to line 10 and it will return false. So this is from where it will return false. Okay, and any kind of data type that you put as the return type of your method, you have to ensure that you have a return statement. You only can choose to keep void if you don't want to return anything. But if you put, let's say, boolean, string, list of strings, so you have to ensure the same kind of data type you are returning as part of the result of your method. Okay, so you might ask, Himanshu, why did I have to write a return false here? Let's not write it. I'll just return true from here. But what if the scenario is not this one? What if the scenario is you did not find anything? What should the system know about it? How should you tell the system? Which is why you either have to put an else condition and you will have to say return false. Even that's fine. Or else you can simply say if the system was not able to go in here, you are sure that it did not find any records. So it will come here and it will return false. As simple as that. Okay. One more thing to notice. You see how Imanshu is writing things? He's writing the method in camel case. The first one is small and all of the others are capital. I, C, and E is capital. Is he writing meaningful method names? Yes, he's writing meaningful method names. Is he doing the same with the key with the variable names? Yes. See, camel case. A is small, N is capital. It's always good to write code like this. It looks neat, right? It's always looking neat. It's always looking clean. It's always easy to read, right? What people will do is people will write something like this: A N C N, then they will write record, and then they'll write from in the small letters, select like this. Yeah, they'll put this, they'll not add spaces here. Yeah, they'll not add spaces here. They'll put this here, they'll move this back, and look at the kind of mess it looks. Yeah, I'll put check comb. Let's say this is the name of the method. Now, what looks better, the one that I wrote before or the one that you see right now? So that's the kind of difference it makes. So tomorrow, if after 6 months or 8 months you come in and you have to modify this code, it should be readable for you, right? So you always have to ensure that you put all your aestheticness, all your formatting, and all your best practices skills into fruition every time you write code. Okay, not just once, not just to impress your manager for once. You have to be religious about it. You have to practice it every time. Okay, so now it looks a bit more neat. Let's go ahead and try to deploy it. The earlier you put all of these habits, the better it will be for you. And as soon as someone sees this code, right, they'll understand, he knows his foundation, he knows his basics, she knows her skills, the base skills. So they can rely on you for more coding assignments. All right, let's give it a test. So let's go to developer console and let's quickly open. And before I'll have to open, I'll have to refresh the page. And this is use case 5. How do you search a file if you don't know the exact name? So you can simply say star and let's say you remember 5. So you see, I can put a star that helps with like the regex pattern and I can see 5 is this particular class. Okay, if I want to find all the Apex classes wherein I have created the use case, I can do something like star, use case, and then star. So you see, basic use cases we did earlier and this is our 5 use cases. So I'll open Apex use case 5 and this is our code. Let's copy the class name and then let's copy the method name. I'm putting a debug statement because our method is returning something. So the account name will be Salesforce, the one that we used previously, and let's search what is the contact name. Okay, so I'll say select ID from contact where account dot name equals Salesforce. So what's the name? Okay, I did not query the name, so I'll just say ID comma name Jake. All right, so Jake, that's a difficult word, Lorak. Okay, no problem. I was able to spell it out. Let's go ahead and say execute. So ideally, if this relationship exists, which it does, we should get a true as part of our debug. And we do, right? However, if I try to put something like Salesforce, this does not exist. And if I say execute now, I should get a false. Yeah, so that's how the use case is working, and that's pretty much it. All right, I hope this was fruitful. I'll see you in the next use case. Bye.